Hi, and welcome to First Bite, a nation's restaurant news podcast. I'm your host, Holly Petrie. Today is Wednesday, November 16th, and here are your top stories. First, Friendly's parent company Brix Holdings named Sharif Midyas CEO. Dawn Pettit is the next brand president of Friendly's restaurants. Second, Popeyes introduces blackened chicken sandwich with no breading. Brand president Sami Siddiqui says limited time offer expands the platform. Third, Sam Fox's first bar concept pushing daisies to open in Nashville this week. The underground bar will serve margaritas, agave-based cocktails, and snacks. Fourth, McDonald's taps Ted Lasso for an unprecedented World Cup campaign. The social-first FIFA World Cup campaign is the company's largest global campaign to date. And finally, Jenny's Splendid Ice Creams names Stacey Peterson CEO. Columbus, Ohio-based Scoop Shop taps former Wingstop executive to succeed John Lowe in the role. Now let's dive into a trending story from this week. On Tuesday, Sweetgreen finally opened its first drive-thru titled Sweetlane. The Sweetlane provides customers a chance to pick up their orders through a drive-thru window, no ordering window at all. All orders at this location are made ahead of time and there's no makeline, a revolution for Sweetgreen, one of the pilots of the makeline along with Chipotle. Guests can observe their order being made in an observation window built into the building. Dine-in and pickup inside the restaurant are also available, as well as outdoor seating. To learn more about this and other prototypes in the works from other restaurant companies, listen to me explain it all. So today we're here to talk about new store prototypes. I mean, they are all over the news. Today's big news was that Sweetgreen's Sweetlane finally opened. That's their drive-thru prototype. And it finally opened after much speculation and talk. It finally opened, so we get to finally see exactly what this is like. The Sweetlane is a drive-thru prototype. It has no indoor seating. It only has outdoor seating. You get to watch the workers make your order, but there's no make line, so you don't get to order the way that Sweetgreen became known for ordering. Sweetgreen was one of the originals in that Chipotle type order system, and you don't get to do that at the Sweetlane. You have to order ahead, and so that's a really big aspect of this new Sweetlane is that you just kind of get your order and eat it or leave with it, and so it's really interesting. I mean, you can watch the makers or the workers make your order at this really cool and innovative window that is on the outside of the building that you can see as you drive by. It's actually really beautifully designed, but you can watch the workers make your food while you're waiting, but you can't see it from the inside. You can just see your orders, and it's really interesting to see that from Sweetgreen. I mean, we've seen this really big push to this off-premises business from everyone across the board. It's been a huge push from companies everywhere because of the way that workers have transformed after the pandemic. I mean, everyone has moved from going to the offices to going back home and eating, or to going somewhere else and eating. We're not sitting and eating in places anymore because we're not trying to escape an office. We're working from home. We're comfortable where we are. We're just trying to grab our food and go back to our houses and eat there. We're comfortable where we are instead of trying to escape the tedium of the office and look for a place to go to eat. So restaurants are adjusting accordingly. Restaurants are realizing that they don't need these big square footage stores anymore, that they don't need to have all this space, all this seating. And so we're seeing a lot of these new prototypes. Sweetgreen is not the only one, and Sweetgreen has actually unveiled another new prototype. They haven't actually unveiled it yet. They just announced that they were going to be doing it. This Infinite Kitchen, which is an automatic makeline, which is very cool. It's basically an AI makeline where you just have this. It's by Spice. It's basically using the technology from Spice, which they acquired in 2021. And it's very cool. It sounds really interesting, but it's tackling the labor problem, which is another problem that these smaller units can also tackle too, is that when you have a smaller unit or you use AI, You're tackling the labor problem as well because you don't need as many workers at a smaller unit. You don't need to staff up as much if you don't have as much seating, if you don't have... So something that Chili's is actually doing, speaking of less labor, is they're actually doing this delivery and pickup window at a smaller unit that they have now. They're doing it on a college campus, which is really interesting for a casual dining chain to do a delivery pickup window. It's a much smaller unit. I believe it's less than 2,000 square feet, if I'm not mistaken. But they're doing this really cool delivery pickup window style thing where they we've heard about it from places like Chipotle, and now we're hearing about it from a casual dining chain. And so we're seeing people really innovate with the way that they're doing this off-premises style living, really, and how restaurants are adapting to this new world. I mean, we've seen Panera. They just opened up their newest, or they announced they're going to open up their newest to-go format store in New York City, which is going to be even smaller than Chicago. And it's going to be really designed for takeout and delivery. Again, we're seeing people really make these prototypes that are designed for takeout and delivery. It's all takeout and delivery nation now. We are, instead of being a fast food nation, we are a takeout and delivery nation now. People just want to be in their homes now. They don't want to be outside anymore. They've become comfortable with their lives the way they are. And if they do want to go out, they're going out for a special occasion. I mean, we've seen the fact that, we've talked about on this show, the fact that casual dining hasn't seen the drop that other segments have seen because people are still going out for that really special meal, but they're not going out for that maybe less special meal. Maybe a casual dining segment is struggling, or a fast casual is struggling because people aren't going out for the fast casual anymore. They're not going out for casual dining, but they're going out for the fine dining meal. And so these places have really had to figure out how to bring business in, and a lot of that's had to do with catering to off-premises. And so a lot of these new store prototypes are catering to off-premises in a way that I bet a lot of these stores never had to think about. I mean, the Sweetlane is something that I bet Sweetgreen never thought that it would get rid of the makeline. That was crucial to Sweetgreen. Or an urban store that thought that it would probably never have a drive-thru. I mean, these are things that restaurants probably never even dreamed that they would be doing in a million years, and they're doing them. I mean, Panera, I'm sure, never thought that it would have a takeout and delivery only store. Panera was all about sitting inside. I've talked about it on Extra Serving before. My Panera experience was all about sitting inside, and now it's all about takeout and delivery. Last year, they had 80-something% of their orders were takeout and delivery only. So the stores are adapting, and we're all adapting to this new and changing world. And so we're seeing all these new store prototypes, and I can't wait to see what else is in store for us, because I'm sure that it's not the only place that will innovate. Thanks for listening to today's episode of First Bite. We'll be back tomorrow with a brand new one. Until then, stay up to date with all your news on NRN.com.